All right, now starting off right here, of course, gotta hook up the homie Termite from M.O.D. Gotta hook him up with his neighborhood. So we're gonna be starting off right here with Barrio Headhunters Gang. That's at HHS, the Headhunters. Now the Headhunters is a neighborhood that's located right here, obviously in the west of LA. You feel me? Now their neighborhood has been around since the 70s. They started off as a football team, you know. Well, most gangs back in those times started off as football teams. You feel me? And then became neighborhoods, and Headhunters was one of those neighborhoods that was a football team before in the 70s, and then like around like 78, 79, 80, right there, around right there is when they transitioned into a gang. You feel me? And their neighborhood it was is located right there where Douglas Street is at. That's their main turf. They're the heart of their hood, their dojo. You know, through those apartments. You know what I mean? I'm pretty sure people recognize the apartments. You know, they have those staircasings that go on top on the roof. Even why, is the reason why some of the guys from Headhunters will kick it on top of the roofs and just chilling. And they're not the only neighborhood that's around that area that has it like that. Several neighborhoods do. You know what I mean? But their neighborhood is right there on Douglas, close to the Belvedere Tunnel. You feel me? That's that's what's considered the Headhunters neighborhood. You get what I mean? And their colors before were purple and gold. That was the original colors, the colors that when they were a football team, what they would use. You feel me? It was the purple and gold, like the Minnesota Vikings colors. Now you don't see it as much as you used to, or as often as you used to. But that's a fun fact. And the Headhunters neighborhood is definitely with the business, homie. They go at it with everybody around them. And, that area is jam-packed full of gangs. You feel me? And so they be going at it with everybody, homie. Like, it be on and cracking, homie. They live up to that name, homie. They are Headhunters. I'm telling you, I got the homie Termite, representing M.O.D. right there. Shout out to the homie. Go check out his music right here. Support, homie. He's a firme camarada. So I know roughly a few of these guys from Headhunters. And they with the business, homie. And they still be active and they still get it cracking. Not only that, they are also located in Anaheim. They're located in Fontana. They're located in Whittier. They're located in several different spots throughout Los Angeles, so not just right here. And they're all the same neighborhood. You feel me? But this is the heart of their hood. But they have cliques, spread out throughout, California, and but they all one united neighborhood. And yeah, this was their home base, home terrain, and I know they get a lot of hate. They'll probably get a lot of hate in the comments. You know what I mean? I hear a lot of people saying 3-man gang and I don't know what, but I don't know if you guys are seeing the pictures or not. But I mean, I see more than 3 heads right there. You know what I mean? People just don't talk all this animosity if a gang doesn't do nothing. They talk shit for a reason. It's because the neighborhood's doing something. You feel me? But we can't be haters, dog. It is what it is. And the Headhunters neighborhood is definitely with the business. They definitely be representing and holding it down for theirs. Shout out to my homie Termite. Go support homie's music. And shout out to all the homies from Headhunters right there holding it down for their barrio right there. Now also right here in the west, you have one of the oldest neighborhoods, which is the East Side Clanton neighborhood. Now Clanton has different locations throughout Los Angeles. You know what I mean? They have maybe about 5 different spots. From the west side to the south central. They have them in different spots. But the East Side Clanton is the first Clanton neighborhood, the original one, and it was established right here since the 1920s, homie. So it's an old school barrio. You feel me? So now the East Side Clanton neighborhood was one of the first neighborhoods in this area. You feel me? Whether you want to debate about them or Temple, you know what I mean? Those would probably be the 2 oldest neighborhoods, within this area. And Clanton, now I know people see C14, and I know one of the questions that always gets asked a lot, or people think a lot, is that if they're norteños because of the 14th. No, that is not why they're called 14. They're called 14 because of 14th Street, and the Clanton part comes from before 14th Street used to be called Clanton Street, but since the gang was just doing all kinds of desmadre and getting out of control, The city decided a good idea to get the gang from stop kicking it right there, or stop, stop the gang, I guess. They decided to change the name of the street. But that didn't work, because obviously the only thing that happened was that Clanton embraced the change of the street, because they used to be called Clanton before. So then when they changed it to 14th Street, that's when they added Clanton 14th Street. You feel me? So before it was just Clanton, but then when they changed it to 14th Street, that's when they added the 14 to it. So they just embraced it. So it pretty much backfired on the city. You feel me? And Clanton is an old school neighborhood. They have a lot of beef. They beef it with a lot of neighborhoods right here. We beef it with them as well in the A18 Valley. You know what I mean? So they got a lot of enemies, but they got a lot of numbers to combat the enemies. So, it is what it is. But they with the business, homie. They do their thing. They do be holding it down. This is also the neighborhood in which MC Boulevard, the singer guy, this is the neighborhood where he's from. There's a few other rappers that are also from Clanton. Like, you got the guy, I think his name is Bugsy from High Power. You know what I mean? But there's a few artists. And they be going at it machine right there with, like 18 and those neighborhoods. Seems like there's heavy animosity between them. You know what I mean? But yeah, that's what's up with the Clanton neighborhood right here, and who they are, and representing right there. Now, another neighborhood that you have right here is the Barrio Silver Lake Trese neighborhood. Yes, Silver Lake does have gangs. Yeah, Barrio Silver Lake Trese. Barrio Silver Lake Trese has been a barrio since the 80s. You feel me? And this is the neighborhood in which the famous rapper Mr. Criminal, this is his neighborhood. This is the neighborhood in which he's from. You can find them right there, located in Silver Lake Boulevard. Going at it machine with La Mirada. Seems like, that's their arch nemesis right there. Seems like they definitely don't like each other, you know what I mean? I do know that they're cool with Echo Park, you know what I mean? Got some homies from Echo. They used to say they used to party with these guys. Now, the Barrio Silver Lake gang has always been a small neighborhood, you know what I mean? It has never really been large, you feel me? Small in size, but they do have their riders. They do put in their work. They do their thing, you feel me? Like I said, this is the neighborhood in which Mr. Criminal's from. And even though, I get it. Silver Lake is now gentrified. They're gentrifying it. Putting all these nice, expensive stuff, booting all these families out. You know what I mean? Because obviously the rent goes up. It can't afford it and stuff like that. So the neighborhood does look a lot nicer. But I have always said this: do not let the looks deceive you. You know what I mean? I know that you'll get a lot of people on here talking and stuff like that. But like I said, homie, when you come from the streets, you know what be cracking. You know what you be talking about. You know what I'm saying? So. The Barrio Silver Lake is a real gang, and they do have their riders, and don't ever get it twisted, homie. All it takes is just one time for them to catch you slipping and let you have it, and bam, that's it, homie. All that stuff that people were saying didn't even make no difference. But that's what's up with the Barrio Silver Lake Trese gang right there, representing and holding it down for theirs. Also, right here in the west side, this is the birthplace of the Barrio 18th Street gang. This is where they originated from. This is the area in which they started, right here, right on 18th Street and Rampart. Almost by where the Rampart Police, division used to be at, because obviously they closed it down because of the whole scandal. But the 18th Street gang was located right here on 18th Street. Right on 18 is where they started. Now, I know that in the comments you're going to get a bunch of people giving their version of the story and all this and that. I could only go based on what I was told, and I'm going to go based on the story that I get told by almost everybody. But I know that you'll get some people saying that it's not true or whatever. I was told that obviously when they were having the Civil War back like in Honduras, whatever, and then the illegal immigrants migrated over here, to Los Angeles. They landed right here, and the Clanton neighborhood was already established right here, and the Clanton neighborhood used to bully all these immigrants, because they couldn't speak English and stuff like that. And so they weren't allowed to kick it or play nowhere near the Clanton's neighborhood. Hence, Clanton ran 14, 15, 16, 17. Hence why they ended up on 18th Street, where they were able to play and hang out. And, where they used to hang out, pues, and why they got their name. And that's how it originated. That's what I was told. You know what I mean? And that's what I was told by a gang of gente and even homies behind the walls from this neighborhood. But, everyone's going to everyone always thinks that they know the real story. I could only go based on what I was told. Take it as you want, you know what I mean, with a grain of salt. But it is what it is. But yeah, they were established right here since the 70s. And yeah, that's what's up with them. They're all over the world. I'm pretty sure people already know that. That they're large in numbers and they're worldwide and in Honduras and going at it with MS and all that stuff. But that's what's up with the 18th Street right there. Another neighborhood that you have right here is the Barrio MS neighborhood. Now MS is located right here in the west end of LA. Is their home ground, their home base, by MacArthur Park, obviously. But you can find them spread out throughout the whole entire area. From Korea down to all over the place. You know what I mean? To Hollywood, they got clicas all over, and they're worldwide too. They're large in numbers. Everybody already knows that. You know what I mean? How they became a neighborhood. What I was told, like I said, everyone's gonna have a different story, but this is what I was told: is that when the Civil War happened in El Salvador and the Salvadorans migrated over here, whatever. Um, the guys from 18, the exact same thing that the guys from Clanton did to 18th Street. Now they did to the Salvadorian ones, that were just rockers and stoners, and so they were getting mistreated and discriminated against. They band together and hence formed Mara Salvatrucha, Mara meaning gang, in Salvadorian, obviously, and Salvatrucha, I was told that that was a name that they named the soldiers in El Salvador or something like that, I was told. So Mara meaning gang, and then so gang of Salvadorian soldiers, I guess, technically is what it translates to. And yeah, hence where they got their name and how they started and all of that. They were just rockers and stoners before, and now it just manifested into the gang that they are nowadays. You know what I mean? They have a gang of enemies all over the place, and but yeah, they have their numbers and they be doing their thing right there. And well, yeah, I'm pretty sure people know the story on them, but that's what's up with them. Another neighborhood that you have right here is the Barrio Echo Park gang. Now, the Barrio Echo Park neighborhood, you can find them right here on Echo Boulevard, obviously, and it is the neighborhood in which the movie Mi Vida Loca is based off of. Is the movie that everyone knows them from. You know what I mean? I'm pretty sure people have seen that movie. This is the same Echo Park, neighborhood, and they're still active. They're still deep because this was a large neighborhood that was deep. Even though it's being gentrified now, and they have the gang injunction, and like, hey, that the gang injunction should already tell you that they put in work, homie, because they just don't be giving the gang injunction on people just for not doing nothing. You feel me? The Echo Park neighborhood. Like I said, it used to be large in numbers, but now that they gentrified it, they're a lot more smaller. But nonetheless, they still active. They still have their riders, representatives. You still see the activity by them, going at it with all kinds of neighborhoods around them. Like the West Side Crazies and Big Top Locals, and all kinds of this madre right here. You know what I mean? It'd be cracking right here, on Echo Park Boulevard and Laguna Avenue is also where you can find them. Also by obviously the Echo Park right there, where the iconic Echo Lake is at. You know what I mean? The little lake right there where people go feed the ducks. Like I said, it looks nice, but don't let the looks deceive you. It does be cracking. Echo Park has already been right here. I heard it was established since like the 50s, por allí. So that's pretty old school, man. And they still with the business. They still around. They still be doing their thing right there, representing and holding it down for their barrio. Another old school neighborhood that you have right here in the west of LA is the Barrio Temple Street Gang. Now, the Barrio Temple Street Gang is one of the oldest gangs right here in the west side. One of the oldest, not the oldest, but one of the oldest. Um, you know what I mean? Um, you could say either them or Clanton. The Temple Street Gang has been also right here since the 1920s. You feel me? And obviously you can find them right there on Temple or um, Beverly and Hoover. Is where their neighborhood is located at, almost by the Rosemont Elementary. That's what's considered the barrio Temple Street. Uh, Now Temple Street is a neighborhood that's all over the United States. You know what I mean, and even in the Philippines. You know what I mean. They're all over the place. Now the reason I say Philippines is because Temple Street did start off as a half Mexican, half Filipino gang. And I would say 50-50 because they have that many Filipinos in it. You know what I mean? Because before, Hispanics and Filipinos, were getting bullied by African Americans and whites. You know what I mean? So they had to band together to defend themselves, and they decided to, how could I say, to click up with Mexicans and Filipinos, for their safety, and hence why they formed the Temple Street Gang, because obviously they were living on Temple, and hence why they got their name, Temple Street. You know what I mean? And like I said, it's an old school gang, large in numbers, definitely a neighborhood you hear about. Like I said, they're all over the United States, so they spread like wildfire. You know what I mean? Just like 18, MS, Florence, neighborhoods like that. Temple's another neighborhood that also has its numbers. and be doing their thing. And also different branches throughout Los Angeles, not just right here in the West. This is just their home ground, their home base where they started at. And that's what they be right there representing. You know what I mean? You can find them by the Dillon's Park, because obviously that's what the PD that stands for, Park Dillon Locos. Um, is one of their main clicas. Then you have the Pino Locos. Pino, for Filipino. That's one of their other larger cliques. Like I said, homie, they be with the business, homie. This is a perfect example of that. Asians be with the business, homie, and be doing their thing and representing right there for the Temple Street Gang. You feel me? Shout out to all the homies that I got from Temple. Shout out to the homie Korean. Shout out to the homie Suspect. Shout out to Sneaky. Shout out to Big Bear. Shout out to the homie Monster. Shout out to Yogi. Shout out to Clover. Shout out to all the homies from Temple that I have right there representing. Now here's another old school neighborhood. One of the oldest gangs you have is the Diamond Street Gang. The Diamond Street Gang has been around since the 1915s. 15s, eh? So even before the 20s, homie. This neighborhood's old school, homie. Um, this neighborhood, actually, where it's located, is right on Diamond Street, on the east of the 110 freeway. Now, there's no more homes there because they knocked the homes down to put the 110 freeway right there. So that neighborhood was there before the 110 freeway. So there's a fun fact right there that will blow your mind. So now the neighborhood on Diamond is located on the west of the 110 freeway, but their original home base, whatever, was on the east of the 110 freeway. But obviously they knocked it down because they put the freeway there. So now they're located on the west of the freeway, almost by Vixel and Court. It's where you can find the Diamond Street neighborhood. And here's another fun fact: this neighborhood actually started as a half Irish, half Mexican neighborhood. Now it's mostly Mexicans, but yeah. So and for the same reason that the temple with the Filipinos, Diamond Street also. You know what I mean? Because Irish were getting discriminated against by the whites. You know what I mean? And yeah, shit will crack, homie. And they had a band together, and yeah, but that's what's up with the Diamond Street Gang right there. One of the old school neighborhoods, definitely representing, definitely still active. They have their numbers, you know what I mean? They be handling business, homie. Shout out to all the homies that I have from Diamond. Shout out to Smurf. Shout out to Kid. Shout out to Skull. Shout out to Basher. Shout out to all the homies from Diamond that be representing right there, holding it down.